Let's discuss about the polarity of the bonds. So you know this one covalent bond very well, right? The covalent bond is nothing but a mutual sharing pair of the electrons between the two atoms. You know the examples like that is called homonuclear atoms, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen. So these are the best example for the covalent bonds because there is the sharing pair of electrons between them. They are equal. Suppose if I take this hydrogen, so you know this one. That the valence electron is 1 and also I am taking one more hydrogen, that is valence electron is 1. So now they are going to become a bond formation, that is called they are going to form a shared pair of electrons. So this electron is shared with this electron to become a hydrogen molecule. I mean this electron is also belongs to this one and this electron also belongs to this one. So that is called familiar with these electrons are familiar with these two atoms. So that is called shared pair of electrons here. So this type of bond we are going to call as the non-polar covalent bond. It is called non-polar covalent bond. So because of the here also electronegativity will be same for this one, right? Hydrogen and hydrogen same atoms will be there. So that's why the electronegativity also same. So this is called non-polar covalent bonds. If I take the polar means I am going to take the heteronuclear atoms. That is called example HF, right? So this we are going to write like this. So because octet has completed by these fluorine atoms, here what happens, the sharing pair of electrons between the two atoms which is always more towards the higher electronegative element, that is called fluorine. Here fluorine is contained in the highest electronegative. So among all the periodic table, the fluorine is containing the highest electronegativity. So by comparing this hydrogen and fluorine is having the more electronegativity. So because of this more electronegativity parameter, so these shared pair of electrons from hydrogen which is moving towards this electronegative element only. So that's why what happens here, the charge will be separation takes place. That is called HF minus, or also we are called as delta minus and delta plus that exists on these molecules. So this type of bond that is called polar. Polar means charge separation. So due to this charge separation, we are going to name it as polar covalent bond. Polar covalent, and this is called non-polar covalent bond. So one more example. So HCl is also formed like this because HCl is a more electronegative than this one. So that's why electrons moves like this here. So this is called non-polar covalent bond. So when you look at the HF molecule, so you know this one. So here the polarity is going to be exist here. That is called separation of the charge here, right? One side gets the partial positive charge, one side gets the negative charge. So this is called polarization of the bonds, right? So as a result of this polarization, the molecules possesses the dipole moment. That is one word is called dipole moment. What do you mean by this dipole moment? Let's discuss here. The product of the magnitude of the charge, right? So we are going to mention the charge here, right? The hydrogen is having the slight delta positive and fluorine is having the negative charge because of the more electronegative of this fluorine atom which is containing the delta negative charge. So here the magnitude of the charge, so this is the charge and the distance between the centers of the positive and negative charge. So this distance and the charge, this separate charges and this same distance, that we are going to call as the dipole moment. So dipole moment are in formula we are going to write that dipole moment is equal to charge into distance. So this is called distance small letter d and this is called the charges, that is q. Therefore we are going to write as mu. Mu is nothing but the dipole moment we are going to be assigned as the mu, that is equal to charge. Charge means q, small letter q into distance d. So this is nothing but the mu, which is in the form of the mathematical form. Mu is equal to q into d. And here the dipole moment we are going to write in the form of the SI unit, that is called debye. We are going to write as a debye, and one debye value should be equal to 3.33 something into 10 power minus 30 cm. Cm means this is not a centimeter, this is called coulomb meter. Now debye is equal to 3.33 into 10 power minus 30 coulomb meter. So this is the SI unit of the dipole moment, and dipole moment is charge separation and distance. And this dipole moment we are going to take it out in the form of the vector quantity. So this that can be written as the represented by the an arrow pointing towards the negative end of the dipole. So you know this one, in this compound negative end of the dipole or electronegativity content the fluorine here. So that is we are going to indication like the by the arrow mark pointing towards the negative end of the dipole. In polyatomic molecule, each of the polar bonds present in the molecule contribute towards the dipole moment of the molecule, and the net dipole moment is the resultant dipole moment. So if you take the example for the water molecules, you are going to understand here. So this is your polyatomic molecule. So here each of the polar bonds will be existence pair, because water molecules we are going to write as the H plus and OH minus, right? So that is called H plus and OH minus. So that's why. So this is also example for the polar covalent bond. Water is an always polar covalent bond here. So here the polar bonds present in the molecule which contribute towards the dipole moment of the molecule. So this contributes towards the dipole moment of the molecule. So this net dipole moment we are going to call as this is an example for the resultant dipole moment. So this is bond dipoles. Only they are showing the dipoles of the bonds here. So this is called the bond dipole. So this is a net, that is called resultant dipole momentum. So which water has a dipole moment has the highest value, that is contained the 1.85 dipole. So this is having the dipole moment because of this resultant net dipole moment. So come to here, in some molecules individual bond moments get cancelled to have zero net dipole moment. So what happens here, in a compound if contain two or more electronegativity, that is in polyatomic molecules, two electronegative atoms will be there. Electronegativity, what happens, the electrons which are taking the opposite to them, so the electrons, sharing pair of electrons which is moving towards the, so this higher electronegative element. So because beryllium is containing the least electronegative, whereas this fluorine containing the higher electronegative. So that's what net dipole moment should cancel here, then it becomes zero value. Come here one more boron trifluoride here. So you know this boron is having the lesser electronegativity comparing these three fluorine. So always the electrons, shared electrons which moves towards the higher electronegative. So that's why the resulting net dipole moment should comes to zero, because they are in the opposite direction. So that's why they cancel with each other. And one more example we can take here, boron trifluoride also. So this is also same. The net resultant dipole moment should be 0 for this one because of the parameters of the dipole moment, and this is called resultant. So that's why they are going to be cancelled with each other. So let's take the dipole moment of the comparison of the ammonia molecule, that is called NS3. This is ammonia molecule, and one more nitrogen trifluoride. Nitrogen trifluoride, and this is ammonia. So when you look at this structure, so structures are same, geometry is same. That is called trigonal bipyramidal. But here the dipole moment of the ammonia should always having the greater than this one, because say around something 1.47, that is containing the dipole moment of the ammonia molecule, but whereas in nitrogen trifluoride this is containing the only 0.23 dipole. Why? Because this is less. So when you look at the structure, we are going to understand here nitrogen. So in this nitrogen, so 3 hydrogen will be there, along with lone pairs of electrons also will be there. So comparing here NF3, here also nitrogen, instead of these 3 hydrogen, 3 fluorines will be accommodating here, and along with lone pairs of electrons, right? So 4 structures containing trigonal bipyramidal only, but this will be having the dipole moment greater than this one because of the parameter that dipole. So that is only, this is called, I am going to assign the arrow mark. Arrow mark when you should assign, that is called containing the more electronegative. So comparing nitrogen and hydrogen, this is having the more electronegative. So always nitrogen will have the more electronegative. So that's why the dipole we are going to assign here in this ammonia molecule. But what about this nitrogen fluoride? So fluorine is having the higher electronegative rather than this nitrogen. So that's why the parameter should be like this. The parameter should be like this. So what happens here? When you see the bond dipole, all the directions are in opposite direction, right? They are in opposite direction like this. Opposite direction means they cancel out each other. And right side you can see here, right side like this should also be there. So that's why the almost it is having the near to, there is a 0.23 dipole only will be there. So what is this ammonia molecule? All the direction, you look at this one, all the direction of the dipole, they are towards the same direction in one direction, right? Along with the nitrogen atoms will be there. So that's why this containing the 1.47 dBi, but this containing the 0.23 dBi. Let's discuss about the hydrogen bond. So this is very easy to understand and also it is very important. So let's define the hydrogen bond here. Hydrogen bond is an electrostatic attraction that causes force of attraction that exists between the hydrogen atom. As the name indicates, hydrogen bond is hydrogen must be there of hydrogen atom of one molecule and electronegative atom of the either of the same molecule or another molecule. So that is called hydrogen bonding. Suppose if I take the example for the water molecules. So this is a water molecules, right? Water molecules containing the hydrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, right? So which one is the electronegative? That is called oxygen is having the higher electronegative than the hydrogen. So that's why according to the definition, it is electrostatic attraction. Here the attraction between this is one molecule, this is one molecule and this is one molecule. So here it may take in same molecule or different molecule. So here this is the example for the different molecules. Here the force of attraction that exists between the hydrogen atom of this one molecule and electronegative element of the other molecule that makes a force of attraction, that is called hydrogen bond. So you are observing this is called, this indicates this is called hydrogen bond, this is called hydrogen bond, this is hydrogen bond. Also you can take one more example, that is called hydrogen fluoride. So this is called higher, fluorine is the higher electronegativity than hydrogen. So here what happens, from one of the molecule, fluorine is having the higher electronegativity, that the force attraction between the another molecule of the HF that is containing the hydrogen that causes the force of attraction here, that is called hydrogen bonding. So once again, so this is the force of attraction will be there between the hydrogen atom of one molecule and electronegative of the another molecule. Let's see the types of the hydrogen bond. Here mainly two types will be there. One is called intermolecular hydrogen bond. Second one is called intramolecular hydrogen bond. Inter means outside. Inter means outside. Intra means within the molecule. Inter means how the outside bond takes place. Let's see the definition. If a hydrogen bond takes place between hydrogen atom of one molecule and electronegative atom of the another molecule. So this is the same definition as like this only. So let's example HF and water molecules. Yes, we are going to see here. So this is called example for the intermolecular hydrogen bond. Why it is called inter? Because this exists outside, means this is not within the molecule, this is outside the molecule. So because one molecule containing the hydrogen, another molecule containing the oxygen, that causes the force of attraction, that is called intermolecular hydrogen bond. Let's see the intramolecular hydrogen bond. It says that if a hydrogen bond takes place between the hydrogen atom of one molecule and electronegative atom in the same molecule, that is called in one molecule, that causes the hydrogen bond. Let's take an example. So this is called benzene, this is called OH group, right? So this is called NO2 group. Its name is called, in organic chemistry we are going to call as orthonitrophenol. This name is called orthonitrophenol. So this compound is called phenol compound. This is called phenol. You should write here. This is phenol compound. At this phenol position, ortho position, nitro group will be there. This is called orthonitrophenol. That we are going to show like this here. Orthonitrophenol. Here the hydrogen from this OH molecules. Hydrogen from this OH molecules and go from the nitro group. What causes? That is the force of attraction causes, that is from oxygen atom and hydrogen atom of the same molecule, that causes the hydrogen bond. That type of hydrogen bond we are going to call as the intramolecular hydrogen bond. So this is about the hydrogen bond concept.